Good evening, everyone, and welcome to your industrial stream with me, Pop. Well, it's been quite the week here, I'd say. A lot of cold weather. We haven't gotten above zero, if you can believe it. So I'm looking forward to next week when apparently there's going to be double digits, but then we're going to get a lot of melting. Going to be a lot of water. Going to be a lot of sloppy around here. So I've got to get ready for that. Anyways, I hope it's good wherever part of the world you're in. Just let me know if it's good, not good. You're hoping for better weather. We'll get to the industrial news after I say hello to you, David Glenn. Nice to see you, David. Always a pleasure. So let's get into it. I'm going to hit up Plant Magazine and see what they have to say. There we go. There's a couple of stories on here that I found interesting, so I have not read them yet, but it's just the headlines. This first one is Zenatech signs an LOI, which is a letter of intent to expand drone surveying operations with new acquisition. Zenatech, a technology company specializing in AI drone as a service, enterprise, SaaS, and quantum computing solutions, has signed a letter of intent to acquire an eighth land survey engineering company, which marks the second LOI located in Arizona. Upon completion, these locations will serve as a launchpad to further Southwest regional development and contribute to the company's national DaaS business model intended to bring the speed and precision of ZenaDrone's AI drone solutions in a convenient subscription or pay-per-use model for businesses and government users. Weather's okay for this time of year. That's good, David. I know it can get real cold in Minnesota because you guys are right by the Great Lakes there. And man, oh man, just the air coming off the lakes just cuts right through you. Whereas in Alberta, we're not surrounded by Great Lakes or ocean or anything like that, so it's very dry. To continue, Arizona is strategic to our U.S. operations as the base of our subsidiary ZenaDrone, where our second drone manufacturing facility will be. Our vision with drone as a service is to capture part of the drone survey market that is growing by double digits and is expected to reach $2.5 billion by 2033. Wow, they're expecting that much to be done with drones? We plan to build our national presence offering ZenaDrone products and services for land surveys and many other applications. I'd like to know what those other applications are. According to FactMR, the global drone surveying market is poised for substantial growth and is expected to be worth over $8 billion globally by 2033, of which North America is expected to represent 35%. This market is expanding at a CAGR of over 19%, driven by increasing demand from industries such as construction, agriculture, and infrastructure development. Within the drone surveying market, land surveys represent 53%, with significant adoption in real estate, urban planning, environmental applications, and infrastructure projects. Hello, great streamer. You stream very well. That's why I followed you. I do see you streaming a lot, but you are not affiliated or associated. Yeah, I see that. What a wall of text. You can reach 1,000 followers with 700 and even earn less than $1,000 per stream. Oh, okay. That's okay. That's fine. I'll go at my own pace. Alex Moore, how you doing? Good to see you. We're just going over this article here about the drones and how they're going to be. Apparently, there's going to be a big call for them, and they're going to make like billions by 2033. This is kind of, I don't know. Sounds like maybe it's something I'm not seeing, but it sounds like they're trying to hype it up so that it sounds like something people should invest in, but I don't know about that. Drones as a service works similar to software as a service, but instead of providing software over the internet, this business model offers drone technology solutions and services on a subscription or a pay-per-use basis. With DAS, business and government can conveniently access drones for tasks such as surveying, inspections, security, law enforcement, or precision agricultural solutions without having to buy, operate, or maintain the drones themselves. There's your stuff that's going to be put to use here. So they say surveying is about 50% of it, but the other is inspections, security, law enforcement, precision agriculture. I mean, I thought GPS would be just fine for your agriculture. I don't see a farmer grabbing a drone and flying it out there to see if, am I using enough of my property to, grow corn on or something like that. You just want a drone to deliver supplies while you're through hiking, the Superior hiking trailer, walking 7 miles into town. Wow! Yes, it does. That's a long ways. Robots and drones, huh? Yep. It says Zenatech's DAS model offers customers, including government agencies, builders, and real estate developers, construction firms, and farmers reduced upfront costs as there is no need to purchase drones, and convenience as the company manages maintenance and operation. DAS also offers scalability to companies to use more often or less often based on their needs, and enables access advanced drone technology and applications without the need for specialized training or equipment. Accurate land surveys are essential for planning, design, and execution of roads, bridges, and building projects for cities, commercial and residential projects, and are required for legal purposes. Remotely piloted drones equipped with sensors, cameras, LiDAR, and GPS systems are significantly improving the efficiency of land survey industry by gathering aerial data across expansive terrains in a matter of hours compared to weeks or months using traditional photogrammetry methods. Okay. You can see farmers using drones defensively, yeah. There you. Hey, Godzillionaire, how you doing, man? Everybody's favorite kaiju is here. And we didn't even have to say hydrogen fuel cell. What's up, James? Bah humbug. Uh-oh. We've got a Scrooge in here. He says, bah humbug. Anyways, that's the one for these guys. Zenatech. Your drone rental service looks like what it's going to be to me. It says Canada's economy got hot in January, but StatsCan points to February chill. I don't care about that. Siemens will invest $150 million in new AI manufacturing technology center in Ontario. That sounds interesting. Hey, what's up, Fabric? We've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty. I'm not home. At the sound of the tone, leave a message. Boop. The Ontario government has announced a $150 million investment from Siemens to establish a global AI manufacturing technologies research and development center for battery production at its Oakville headquarters. The initiative aims to develop artificial intelligence manufacturing technologies to support electric vehicle battery production, creating up to 90 new jobs across the province and enhancing Ontario's EV battery supply chain. Siemens' latest investment in Ontario is a vote of confidence in our world-class workforce, our investment-friendly business environment, and our growing end-to-end EV supply chain, said Doug Ford, Premier of Ontario. I'm thrilled to welcome this investment and build on our productive partnership with Siemens, which stretches back more than a century. Your wallet done walked off, so bah humbug. Oh, James! Do we have to get you one with the chain on it so you can chain it to your belt? Or chain it to your pants? That sucks. And Godzilla, I for one would like to be the first to welcome our new AI overlords. Classic Simpsons right there. I like that. The R&D Center will focus on advancing battery efficiency and refining production processes through cutting-edge AI manufacturing technologies. The investment was announced during Ontario's mission to Germany, where a delegation of over 30 Ontario companies is showcasing the province's industrial innovation at the Hannover Messe trade show. Thanks to our world-class workforce and competitive business environment, Ontario continues to be a global destination for investment and job creation, particularly in our EV and EV battery sector, said Vic Fedeli, Minister of Economic Development, Job Creation and Trade. We're thrilled to welcome this latest investment by Siemens, along with up to the 90 jobs it will create here in Ontario. That's it? 90 jobs? Yikes. I mean, I could see if it was 1,000 or something, but just 90? People are worried about AI. You're not. Just unplug them. Kick them over. Wait for the batteries to run down. You're going to buy some Air Force surplus Reapers to deal with the wolves. Yeah, there you go. Once operational, the center will leverage collaborations between battery manufacturers and universities to upskill the province's auto force. Expected outcomes of the work to be conducted at the R&D Center include higher, consistent quality in battery production, increased workforce productivity and capacity, reduction of battery scrap, and improved recycling in circularity. In support of this investment, Ontario is providing $7.2 million in funding through the Invest Ontario Fund. Yeah, I should have known. Freaking government is going to be just giving kickbacks. That's all that sounds like to me, is a kickback to Siemens. Here, have some money from the taxpayers. Honestly, I don't know what they're going to do. I'd like to take a tour of this place when it's all done and see if it lives up to what they're yapping about, because most of the time, it usually doesn't. Moving along, Ontario raising minimum wage starting October the 1st. What's it going to be now? The Ontario government is increasing the minimum wage from $17.20 to $17.60 an hour. Oh, 40. You're raising it 40 cents. Wow. Wow. I mean, that's like a kick in the junk. Like, it's almost nothing. But whatever. I don't know about you guys, but I'm from the school of thought that the minimum wage should have stayed back down where it was before, $7, $8 an hour. And it's for entry level. It's for students to get experience, kids to work part-time. This shouldn't be like a forever job for people, You get your work experience, you earn your money, bit of spending money, and you move on to another job after you're done. Once you get enough experience, move along. This $17 an hour for minimum wage is just nuts. It's crazy how, it's not going to help anybody. It won't help the young people trying to get a job, because employers are less likely to hire people for such high wage. Yeah, so it's effective October the 1st to support workers and businesses. This annualized wage increase is based on the Ontario Consumer Price Index of 2.4%, which will bring Ontario's minimum wage to the second highest provincial rate in Canada. I don't know what the might one is. My guess might be probably Quebec, because, it's Quebec. Our government will continue to have the backs of Ontario workers, investing in skills, training, and development, and help ensure the work pays, says David Piccini, Minister of Labour, Immigration, Training, and Skills Development. Ontario's minimum wage remains one of the highest in the country. Now more than ever, workers and businesses need fair, balanced, and predictable wages. As a result of these changes, a worker making the general minimum wage and working 40 hours a week will see an annual pay increase of up to $835. That's $835 a year. Under the Employment Standards Act, Ontario's minimum wage increases annually based on the Ontario CPI, a measure of inflation that represents changes in prices experienced by Ontario consumers. So that CPI is a lie then, because inflation has gone up like way more than just 2.4%. But it's all on what they measure it by, all the metrics they use. Siemens wants to be the BlackRock of software. Those are the guys forcing AI, CAD, etc. to offer repair as a service and revoke your right to repair your own equipment. Either I own it or you don't. Yes. Yeah, so that's just like John Deere Fabric. They do the same thing. They have proprietary software. You know, you can't just go clear codes on your own or whatever or do anything like that. You got to get a John Deere specialist out there to work on your machinery. And I don't agree with that. But there you go. Ontario raising the minimum wage. Tariff uncertainty triggers steepest drop in Canadian manufacturing orders since 2020. S&P Global PMI. Let's see what this has to say. How about you want to bet more fear-mongering? How about that? Let's have a look here. Canadian manufacturing sector faced significant challenges in March due to ongoing uncertainty regarding tariffs on goods crossing the border between Canada and the United States. The S&P Global Canada Manufacturing Purchasing Managers Index registered 46.3 in March, down from 47.8 in February, indicating a further deterioration in operating conditions. New orders declined to the most significant degree since the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, with production, purchasing, and employment all reduced. Confidence in the outlook fell to its lowest level in the respective series history. 40 cents, an extra lap dance at the Beaver Hut. I know, right? You gotta get that extra dance there at the old Beaver Hut. Tariffs on steel and aluminum products and uncertainty over potential customs surcharges led to higher input costs and output charges. Input price inflation accelerated to its highest level since August 2022, and output charge inflation reached its highest level since the end of 2022. Export trade suffered, with the latest data signaling one of the steepest reductions in exports since the survey began in 2010. The lack of incoming new work resulted in firms reducing production, purchasing activity, and employment. Job losses intensified as firms chose not to replace leavers or fill vacancies. The outlook for the next 12 months remains pessimistic, with firms expecting lower production levels due to tariff uncertainty. Vendor delivery delays also intensified, and transportation challenges on railways and at ports, resulting in the steepest lengthening of lead times since December 2022. What's up, DJ Ronnie G? DJ, you on your way home? And none of those names auto-filled. Oh. Commenting on the latest survey results, Paul Smith, Economics Director at S&P Global Market Intelligence, said Canada's manufacturing economy endured a challenging month in March, as the specter of tariffs being applied on a wider range of goods and services continued to weigh heavily on the sector. Product markets were again broadly paralyzed, with clients unwilling to commit to new work given the considerable and enduring uncertainty related to tariffs, and is weighing on business decisions. Oh, you are home, DJ. Oh, good. Unsurprisingly, export trade suffered especially, and firms were growing increasingly pessimistic about the outlook, typically now expecting to see output decline from present levels over the coming year. Not surprisingly, firms are cutting back on purchasing, lowering their inventories, and not replacing levers or filling previous vacancies. Adding to the gloomy picture, and again a direct consequence of trade tariffs, inflationary pressures have picked up, with input costs rising to a degree not seen since the summer of 2022. All right. We'll get through this. It's not going to be that as bad as they say. It's just, we're going to get through it. Well, and that's it for the Plant Magazine news. I think I'd move along to a few articles I found here. One is from CTV. It says NAIT is one step closer to building center to address skilled trade shortage. NAIT is the Northern Alberta Institute of Technology. It's just a trade school. And yeah, it's already has a lot of buildings there. I don't know what this is. This articles about, but let's see what they have to say. The Northern Alberta Institute of Technology is getting closer to seeing its new Advanced Skills Centre becoming reality. With industry support, the Advanced Skills Centre here at NAIT represents Alberta's largest investment in skilled trades and technology-based infrastructure in more than a decade, said Rajan Sawani, Alberta's Minister of Advanced Education. Your mom worked for CTV? That's wild, DJ. If Budget 2025 is passed, NAIT will receive $20 million this year to move the project closer to the construction phase. It's not even being built yet. It's just $20 million just to move it to the construction phase? What is going on over there? Oh, Staten Island Community Access. There you go. Not Canadian television. The investment will help modernize NAIT's facilities, providing cutting-edge education that supports key industries, including construction, transportation, manufacturing, and, of course, energy, said Matt Jones, Minister of Jobs, Economy, and Trade. The need for the Advanced Skills Centre grows every day. Alberta is experiencing a significant population growth that is driven both by attractive economic opportunities and a high quality of life, NAIT's president and CEO Laura Jo Gunter said. Whether it's schools, affordable houses, or infrastructure projects, all will require skilled trades professionals such as carpenters, welders, electricians. The province and NAIT believe the new Advanced Skilled Centre is the answer to the growing demand for workers, producing job-ready graduates once up and running. Just as important, the Advanced Skills Centre will be designed to be future-proof. Yeah, I don't believe that for a second. There's no tariff uncertainty. You're pretty sure there's certain. That's right. That's right, Fabric. It's like, no. It's the tariffs are there. Our teaching environments will be flexible and it will incorporate the latest innovations in technology. The Advanced Skills Centre will ensure that NAIT can continue to do what we do best, building the skills that build Alberta. So I went to NAIT, and they had all the stuff you needed to teach people the skilled trades. They had the shops, they had the classrooms, they had the locker, they had everything there. This sounds like, I don't know, sounds like they've never done it before, like they're getting another building. Like, it's unreal, the campus there. I don't know where they're going to put this thing. But they already have the stuff they need to train all the tradesmen you need out there. So I don't know. Somebody's getting a handoff somewhere. Somebody's getting some kind of slipping some money into their bank account. Each year, NAIT has between 30 to 40,000 students enrolled in programs. 30% are in skilled trades and apprenticeship programs. In terms of training, no one is better positioned than NAIT, said Matt Schellenberger, Director of Corporate Development for the Edmonton Construction Association. From the perspective of our industry, NAIT graduates are second to none. The association represents almost 1,000 companies in the Edmonton region. The skilled labor shortage is an ongoing challenge that limits our members' ability to deliver public projects on time and on budget, said Schellenberger, adding he also believes the center is a strong response to the shortage. It will get the right people and the right skills on job sites across the province where they're needed most. The new center will add 640,000 square feet of learning space to NAIT's main campus. It will all feature 10,000 square foot of space for trades and technology skills exploration that will give K-12 students, community groups, and industry a place for hands-on training opportunities. The facility is currently in the design phase and is expected to be built and operational by 2029. Oh, yeah, great. Well, what's that, 4 years away? Oh, well. I mean, I know we need stuff, but NAIT already has the facilities to get people out of there, to get the tradesmen trained up. There's $20 million in kickbacks, and they wonder why people are pissed. Yes, Yes, fabric. Exactly. Yeah, I don't, yeah. Like I say, I went there. I got my education and things were good. You just buy your books that you need, read them up, do the tests, go to do the shop work, do the, you know, do everything they want you to do in the shop class. You should be good. And also the future proofing. That's great that they will have all the state of the art stuff, but when you go to the company that you're going to work for, they aren't going to have that high tech stuff that they had in Nate. They'll look at you and laugh. If you're like, oh, but in Nate we had this, and they'll be just like, ha, that's funny. Go use this old thing, kid. And that's all that they're going to do to you. So I would make them use the old stuff in Nate. I wouldn't let them use the high tech stuff right off the bat. I'd be like, well, you're going to get exposed to this because this will probably be out there. So you're just kind of setting them up for a big shock when they go out into the out in industry. Anyways, that's that one. Let's have a look here. This is the Financial Post. And they pose the question, does Canada have the workers needed for Carney's housing plan? Honestly, I think when the election rolls around, we should kick Carney out of there fast. Just get rid of him. We don't need that guy. He wrecked England. And if he gets elected to be Prime Minister of Canada, he's going to wreck Canada. We don't need this guy here. He is a former Bank of England and a Bank of Canada governor. So he's going to do everything that's going to benefit the banks, not what's going to benefit the average person. So a lot of people got to clear out their ears and realize that this guy is not for the people. Well, let's find out what his housing plan is, Alex. The Liberal Party of Canada has dubbed its housing proposal the most ambitious plan since the Second World War. But labor challenges and a lack of productivity in the housing sector may make its targets hard to reach. On Monday, Liberal leader Mark Carney announced a plan his party says will double the pace of housing construction. Oh yeah, he's globalist, all right. It'll double the pace of housing construction to 500,000 homes a year, which include the federal government acting as the developer to build affordable... Oh, that's not a good idea. Government should not be involved in that at all. You want prices to go up? Let the government handle it. Affordable homes at scale, $25 billion in financing for prefabricated homes and offering $10 billion for builders of affordable homes. Your nose knows. Yeah. Your favorite Nirvana tune was Smells Like a Globalist. Dude is a WEF puppet. There you go. Thank you, chiming in there, Godzillionaire. I'd like to mention the WEF there. Those people are scum of the earth. Carney is also pledging to spur housing development by cutting red tape, providing tax incentives, and transforming existing buildings into housing projects. We're going to build homes Canadians can afford and a new industry that can take on the world. What is this? Who talks like that? A new industry that can take on the world. What an idiot. There's no doubt Canada needs to ramp up housing construction if the country is to rein in high housing prices. But how feasible is Carney's plan? In 2024, the Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation estimated that despite record workers in the skilled trades, Canada has the potential to build only about 400,000 units per year. 100,000 new homes a year below Carney's target. Same year, Desjardins Group estimated that regulatory hurdles and constraints on labor, materials, and financing would hamper Canada's chances of reaching the CMHC's housing affordability target of 5.8 million new homes by 2030. In 2022, the CMHC also estimated that Canada does not have the capacity to meet its own affordability goals, as Ontario, Quebec, Alberta, and British Columbia are only able to boost capacity by 30 to 50%. New homes you can afford, they're called pods. Yeah, I like to refer to them as CCANs. That's why you see a lot of shows on television about mini homes. They're trying to get the idea into people's heads that they should live in a tiny, tiny, tiny home. And it's like, no, I'm not living in a stupid tiny home. I want to live somewhere where I'm comfortable and I have room. I'm glad you went to Nate, kid. Now go use this drilled out trouble light. I was looking at that the other day, Fabric. I got to make a YouTube short of that one because that's too good. I just got to find the right music for it, and I'll put it up because that's too good not to share. Still a bit more about this one here. A 2024 report from BuildForce Canada estimated that in order to meet the CMHC's goals, Canada will need to expand its residential construction workforce by 83% from 2023 levels to just under 1.04 million workers. Wow. Carney's plan does not address the construction labor shortage. Of course it doesn't, because he's an idiot. He doesn't care. He's not going to try to fix anything. He's just going to wreck the place. Make promises, pay his buddies, and that's how it works. I'm sure it's no different than the States. There were 245,120 housing starts in Canada last year, a 2% increase from 2023. In February, starts fell by 4% month over month on a seasonally adjusted annualized basis. The New Democratic Party, which is one of our other political parties, the ones that are closest to communists, on the weekend announced a plan aimed at housing affordability with government-backed low-interest loans to first-time homebuyers through the CMHC. First-time homebuyers always had a special deal as well. This isn't anything new. This new program will allow options to Canadians who qualify for a mortgage but can't afford the bank rates. Bank rates are pretty low now. I don't know how much lower they want them to go. We have to keep them up. You can't have 0% or 1% bank rates. That's where your inflation comes from, where you don't have, you have the watering down of the money supply, which is pretty much what it is. And then you get into negative interest rates, and that's where you have to pay them to hang on to your money. So it's you have to keep it up there, at least 5%, at least 5 to 7%, at least. It's never been done before. If you can give loans to large, wealthy developers to build buildings, to buy homes, why can't we give everyday families a break? NDP leader Jagmeet Singh told reporters over the weekend. Once again, this guy is like communist, so I don't trust him at all. Music for the light. How about Head Like a Hole by Nine Inch Nails? Nice. I just want to get dinged for copyright when I do that. Rob McLister, an interest rate analyst, mortgage strategist, and contributing writer for the Financial Post, called government subsidized mortgages a terrible idea. Yes. Don't do that. I think, isn't that what happened to you guys in the 2008 crisis? I know Freddie Mac, Fannie Mae, they just were just giving out mortgages like it was like, hey, you got 2 legs and a heartbeat. Here you go, have a mortgage. You actually like Devo's cover of Head Like a Hole better. Because businesses tend to pay back loans. People with no money and poor credit don't. Yep. 100%. The population slowdown, higher rates, economic uncertainty, and existing initiatives are already doing a far better job of managing housing affordability than this proposal could ever do, he said in an email. This weekend's promises. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre is promising to build a national energy corridor to fast-track infrastructure approvals, including pipelines and railways. Poilievre also announced a tax cut on capital gains that would allow anyone selling an asset to avoid taxes if the proceeds are reinvested in the Canadian businesses. Poilievre is planning to make food, transportation, and accommodations a tax write-off for traveling tradespeople while ending the tax breaks for private jet usage. Oh, yeah. Gonna make the rich people angry doing that. Liberal leader Mark Carney announced a $5 billion fund to build the infrastructure needed to reduce Canada's reliance on the U.S. for trade. That's going to be a waste. Like, why are they building? Shouldn't the infrastructure be there already? I don't know why he has to build it. Yeah, Alex, 2007. Oh, you make it $35K a year? Here's a house. It's just like Oprah. You get a house. You get a house. You get a house. Hey, your dog gets a house. In 2007, they were offering loans up to 30 to 40% of income for homes. Surprised people couldn't pay. Wow. Yeah. Surprised people couldn't pay. Yeah, no kidding. It was just criminal what they did. We're almost at the end here. NDP leader Jagmeet Singh is promising to offer low-interest publicly backed mortgages through the power of the Canada Mortgage Housing Corp. Singh would also impose an emergency cap on grocery prices for basic food items. You know what would stop that? Rising prices in that? The carbon tax. If you get rid of it. If you stop, kicking people when they're down, maybe that would help. It would cut the price of fuel costs, which wouldn't have to be passed on to the people from the trucking companies that truck all this stuff around. But, that's just me thinking crazy thoughts here. The Green Party is calling for, so we have another political party. It's called the Green Party. It's calling for the federal government to buy resources at market prices and keep them in reserve until needed as the trade war threatens to raise prices. And then the Bloc Québécois, which is quote unquote a national party, but I don't see anybody running in any provinces other than Quebec. So that's a big scam right there. They released its platform on Saturday, which includes calls for free trade agreements to come before a House of Commons vote. A Quebec delegation to represent the province's interest in free trade negotiations, forcing property owners to keep property they buy for 2 years, and major support for first-time homebuyers. Shouldn't the NDP rebrand to CCP at this point? They were, Fabric, they were called that back before they were called NDP. They did call themselves the CP. Yeah, they rebrand. Yeah, exactly. The CCP is what they called themselves back in the day. Anyway, that's the Financial Post. I think all Canadians should take a close look and investigate Mark Carney and realize that he is not the one to help us out. He's a globalist, like they were saying, like Alex was saying, he's with the WEF, like Godzilla said. This guy is not for the country. He's for his buddies, globalist buddies. So I say don't. But who am I? I'm just a guy in his basement talking to you guys. Here's an article from Fox News. Forget AI. These dirty jobs will help you clean up. I see what you did there. Someone's trying to be clever. Hey, what's up, Veritax? How you doing? He actually suggested Canada would no longer cooperate with U.S. on defense. Well, that's stupid. Not that you can think of any nation crazy enough to invade Canada. I know, but it's just dumb. We have been allies for a lot of years, ever since World War I. When we were out fighting in Europe and, 1917 rolled around and we needed help, the U.S. came and helped out the Commonwealth. They helped out, and then in World War II, we were fighting in Europe again. And then, yes, the U.S. was helping us out with Lend-Lease. And then when they got bombed by the Japanese, then they came and helped out as well. I, for one, am very appreciative of the bond that we've had, being allies through the wars with our American friends. Like, come on. I think a lot of people have forgot that already. You know, it's sad that a lot of people aren't remembering that, we're common allies. We got to help each other out. Tax cut on capital gains would explode the Kazakhstani economy and benefit too many, so they won't do it. Yeah. Americans tried it 3 or 4 times back before the 1900s. Ah, okay. So the news in the States was saying about Carney. Now, maybe it's a lie. You don't trust more than half they print these days. You're more worried about France and Germany, though? Oh, yeah. No, Veritax, you're right. You can't believe what the mainstream media is telling you. And even if they do tell you stuff, you have to look into it yourself. Like, take a closer, don't just take their word for it. If they're like, yes, this is happening, you have to be like, okay, I'm going to check myself and see. France and Germany straight up killed democracy by banning the opposition party from running. There you go. There is no democracy. There is none here either in Canada. It's not there. It's a big fallacy. Smoke and mirrors. They pretend that you have a choice, and they pretend that your vote count. It does not. It does not, because the people you send to Ottawa and the people you send to Washington in the States, they are told what to do. You're like, oh, you know what? I'm going to vote against this, and then the person in charge of the political party goes, you're going to vote this way or you're out of here. And that's what happens. So there is no freedom. There is no democracy. Just the illusion of it. West Taiwan's pollution just exceeded the combined pollution of the Western world. Any carbon tax is just theft and it does nothing. 100% fabric folds. Thank you. Yes, Western Taiwan is one of the worst places on earth for pollution. And they don't care. And if people were really serious about it, they would start in that country. And same with India. I don't know about swimming in the Ganges. It sounds pretty disgusting to me. Although there was some news about something that they passed. You think it was around the pandemic or something that they got rid of? Don't remember what it was. Yeah, I'm not quite sure either, Veritax. You're going to vote this way? Otherwise, it'd be a shame if all those tapes we have of you got released. Yeah, I'm sure there's extortion and blackmail going on, Godzillionaire. And that's what happens. France likes to pretend that it's defined what left and right mean on the political spectrum. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty sad. Carney wants to go back to 1812. Well, you know what? He can go and participate. I'm going to just be here in Alberta, not worrying about that psychopath. Well, let's get into this article here from Fox News. For years, we've been told the future belongs to tech jobs, coding boot camps, and college degrees that leave young Americans saddled with debt. But while artificial intelligence is shaking up white-collar professions, there's one sector AI won't be replacing anytime soon: blue-collar skilled trades. Let's face it, when your septic system blows up, are you the one who's going to clean up the mess? That's right. While office workers worry about ChatGPT taking their jobs, the demand for electricians, plumbers, welders, and mechanics is skyrocketing. Companies are desperate for skilled workers. Wages are soaring, and many of these careers offer 6-figure salaries without the need for a 4-year degree. Wow, 6 figures. That's really good. If you're looking for job security, financial success, and a career that actually makes America great again, this is the wake-up call for parents and kids across our great country. 1812, release zombie Andrew Jackson. For decades, parents, schools, and politicians pushed the college or bust mentality. Yes, this is true. I lived through that. Steering young Americans away from the trades. Have you taken AP courses? What's your SAT score? Have you done your extracurricular activities? Meanwhile, baby boomers who built this country's infrastructure are retiring in droves. The result? A massive labor shortage in blue-collar industries. SATs is something we do not have in Canada, by the way, or standardized tests. We do not have that in Canada. Strictly an American thing. The irony in France is you would think that they can actually did commit crime and they have real evidence. Maybe they should be in jail, but that could lead to some kind of war. Yeah? Underpants, James? Understood. Then you remember this is France. France gets upset and they'll throw a party riot for a few days so they can have a longer weekend. Yeah. Nobody knows how to riot like the French do. I mean, yikes. I've seen some of the stuff that when they get riled up, boy oh boy. Now let's continue on here. Here's what this means for anyone willing to pick up a wrench, climb a ladder, or remove a tree stump. By 2030, the U.S. will be short over 2 million skilled trade workers. Companies are raising wages to attract workers. Often hourly rates of electricians and plumbers can rival accountants. Skilled tradesmen can now earn $100,000 plus, often faster than college grads who are drowning in student loans. The bottom line? Look for the blue ocean. Quit whining about all this AI chatter and start looking for where your career could be recession-proof. Roger, over underdung. Yeah, what's your vector, Victor? Captain over, Captain under. Here's some of the best careers in the trades, in my view. The person who wrote this ad. Why they're in demand and how much money you can make. Electricians. Why AI can't replace them. Electrical systems are complex and vary by building. Diagnosing problems and working in unpredictable environments requires human expertise. Hey, what's up, Cryptic? Good to see you, man. You're going to lurk? Appreciate it. Over on the Twitch side. So the earning potential for entry level is 40 to 50,000. That's really good. Experience 75 to 100,000 and self-employed 100,000 to 150,000. Yeah, AI isn't going to run cable or change fuses or anything like that. They are not. It's not going to happen. You need a human for that. Become a mechanic. My word, 4 hours of work on your Impala to fix the AC cost you over $750 in labor costs. Now some of that may be overhead. Yep. Hey, Ars, how you doing? Nice to see you. Just leave cheese and wine out. They will be too wobbly to protest. Just leave out some cheese and some wine. I'm sure the French people, they know. Plumbers. Why I can't replace them. You can't program a robot to crawl under a 50-year-old house to figure out why pipes are leaking. Plumbing requires hands-on problem solving. Yes, it does. They're 45 to 55 for entry level, 80 to 100,000 for experienced, and 100,000 to 200,000 for self-employed. Woo. How can AI take over when it can't install a breaker pipe? Yeah, there you go, Fabric. That's right. Brie cheese and baguette bread. Oh, I love the brie cheese and the baguette bread. Welders. Why AI can't replace them. While robots can weld in factories, human welders are needed in unpredictable environments. Shipbuilding, infrastructure repairs, and pipelines. Also, don't confuse welding with fabrication. That's a completely separate thing. Welders will just pour rod or pour wire, and fabricators actually tack the pieces together and make sure that they are being connected in the right spots and everything like that. They follow blueprints. I don't think AI can do that. HVAC technicians. While AI can't replace them, heating and cooling systems require hands-on installation and maintenance, often in tight spaces. Yep. Their entry level is 45 to 55, experience is 80 to 100, and business owners 100 to 200,000. Wow. And that's American dollars, people. That's greenbacks. Heavy equipment operators. Why AI can't replace them. Autonomous construction vehicles are nowhere near ready to handle the unpredictable conditions of job sites. I own a concrete driveway company and try getting AI to pour a perfect driveway. Yeah. Also, I don't want AI operating heavy equipment because they can do lots of damage. Not to say that humans can't, but if the thing goes nuts, and starts, chomping things down and, tearing up the place, I mean, you can't stop it. Work together, bring more people to your channel. Please feel free to add you in Discord. Oh, that's okay. I'm fine on my own. With a Z here and a Z there. HVAC can get certifications and certain seasons may make a mint. Yes, because in the winter, you're always working on furnaces, and in the summer, you're working on your air conditioners. It's recession-proof, pretty much. 2030, they're short now. Yeah, I know, Fabric. I know. You've watched guys program robotic welders. It takes a CAD CAM designer and an operator to set up, and it only does the same thing over. Yep, 100% Godzillionaire. That's all they can do. Program it. It does the one thing that you tell it to do. Oh, auto and diesel mechanics. Or did we go over how much they can make operators? Yeah, operators, entry level 50 to 60, experience 80 to 120, and union jobs 100 plus with benefits. There you go. Auto and diesel mechanics. AI can help diagnose and check engine light, but fixing a car or truck, that takes real skill and experience. Whether you like Tesla or not, the gross hourly rates of mechanics are $210 an hour. Entry level, 40 to 50,000, 75 to 100 for experienced, and specialized diesel performance mechanics, 100 to 150. Nice. Why these bobs and blue-collar businesses will be more valuable than ever over the next decade. Shortages drive up pay. Supply and demand 101. Fewer workers means higher wages. That's true. I mean, if a company is hurting and you're like, hey, I'm a tradesman, I can do that. They'll be like, when can you start? Do diesel mechanics fix lesbians? They can try to. Can't wait for California to ban diesel engines since no one thinks about industrial vehicles or semi-truck. Yeah. Are they going to get an exemption? Or are they going to be like, oh, we're going to use electric trucks. Then everything's going to take twice as long to get to us or 4 times long to get to us because they have to stop and charge and not catch fire. What's lesbian's favorite floor, James? Tongue and groove. Well done. These jobs require hand-on skills. AI can install pipes, wire a house, or weld a bridge. These careers aren't going anywhere. You could be your own boss. Many trade professionals start their own businesses, setting up their own schedules and earning well over 6 figures. No student debt. This is a big one, guys. Like having student debt hanging over you is the worst. It's the worst thing to have. Most of these careers require apprenticeships or trade schools, which cost a fraction of a 4-year degree. You start working and earning years before your college-bound peers. Yes. Electric excavator runs for 20 minutes on a charge. Yeah. What about up in the oil sands here in Alberta? You have like diesel electric excavators, like some of the biggest machinery in the world, runs on electricity, but it's diesel generator right on the machine. So it's I think the oil companies are going to be like, yeah, we're not doing that. How to get started without crushing debt. Maybe one of the worst financial moves is sacrificing your retirement for your kids' college education. Get them to explore the idea of a trade in high school. Here's 3 ways to do this. Trade school. Most programs take 6 months to 2 years and cost far less than college. Yeah, depending on the trade. Someone in trucking is going to figure out how to get a modular battery system so they can swap batteries at certain parts of a trip in just a few minutes and then charge what is left behind. Yeah, or you take it with you. If the truck had like a battery and then why not just hook up a generator to the wheels? When the wheels are turning, it's charging. You know, I mean, they got to do something like that. You know, or make the trailer, turn the trailer into a generator or something like that. Put it on the axle. I don't know. They got to think of something. That way you can just flip a switch and switch from battery to battery. Charge one, drive the other one. Drive with the other one. And once that's done, switch to the other battery. And then drive with that one and then charge the other one as you're driving. You got to do something. Wurst. Liverwurst, bratwurst. You're apparently out of funny. Send help. All right. Send David over. One semi-truck to pull cargo, followed by second truck full of batteries. Yeah. And a forklift to lift the batteries in. Apprenticeships. Learn while you get paid instead of racking up debt. Certifications, licensing. Some trades require a license, but they're affordable and fast to obtain compared to a degree. And they don't make you take stupid extra courses. You know, it's like, I'm learning to be a welder. Okay, here's welding stuff to learn. Not like you're in college and they're like, you got to learn this, but then you also have to take this, a communications course, and this and this. It's like, that's not what I'm there for. And here's the best part. Many employers are paying for training just to get more workers into these fields. The opportunities are endless. Final thought, the future belongs to the trades. Look, the media spent years convincing Americans that a college degree is the only path to success. Now we have a bunch of educated baristas and kids at home trying to figure out what they want to do when they grow up. When many graduates are drowning in debt and struggling to find jobs, skilled tradesmen are making six figures, setting their own hours, and actually building America. The future belongs to those who can build, fix, and keep America running, and that future is looking brighter and more profitable than ever. Take that, AI! Poof. Who wrote this anyway? Who's the guy's name that wrote this? By Ted Jenkin, Fox News. For the box trucks, what if they had solar panels on top and sides, generate while driving? If it could be enough. I don't know what one of those panels puts out. You saw that Aptera do a demo drive? The solar panels only added 20 miles of range. Oh. How can you be a proper welder without 3 semesters of philosophy? So true, Godzilla. So true. Well, all right. I believe that's it. You know what's next? It's picture time. It's picture time. Actually, it's video time. EVs are like that fat chick you slept with once and now she won't go away. It's like, yeah, could you not talk to me anymore? That was a one-night thing, you know. With more electricians, the future is looking brighter. Oh! Oh, Godzillionaire. With the electrical humor. Alright, I got a video for you guys. And I remember telling you, I can't remember whether it was Saturday or Sunday, maybe both days. But this leads into my title for the stream. And if you guys that do read, weather don't care. And you'll see. The weather doesn't care. So, starting out, this is, I'm up on top of some scaffolding. And I'm working on a heat exchanger. So, as you can see, I don't know if you can see on the stream there, but the snow is flying. There is snow falling. And this is the heat exchanger. I removed the fan blade to get access to the motor. And right there at the back is where the motor is supposed to be. The one that was there was about 40 years old, and it finally gave up. So I had to remove it. And that is a tight spot to get into to remove it. But it's one motor drives both fans. So we have, 2 shivs driving 2 fans and 1 motor. There's the bearings there. There's the grease lines for the bearings. There's the belt, the V belt. But yes, over there, there's the other unit. That's the other heat exchanger. Now that thing is filling in for the one I'm repairing. So this one is taking up the slack for doing the cooling of the material that goes through there. But we don't want to rely on it without having our backup. So I have to, as you can see, that's a lot of snow on there. And it is, it's coming down. And I really don't want to be out there. So there's the heat exchanger. You can see it's like thin and tubes there. Just getting a look at it. There's the shiv and the belt there. You probably can't hear it, but the wind is just kicking up. So yeah, there they are. Bearings, shiv, grease lines. You had to take Greek literature as part of your DVM. When will the veterinarian ever use Greek literature? You hate working on metal stuff when it's cold outside because you stick to it. It's so cold, your skin sticks to it. Hey, you found your wallet, James. All right. Good job, man. Snow, you're in the high 80s already? Good for you, Godzillionaire. I'm jealous. But yes, looking around here, it's like, okay, we've got once the motor comes out, we got to lift it off there. So we had to get the forklift with an extension to lift off the motor because it was so bloody heavy. But yeah, there you are. So yeah, I was working on this today. And all the snow was melted because it got warm enough for it to melt. And I picked up the new motor today. So with that being said, I had to get a motor that would fit the frame and the bolt ups. So I had to make sure. Never seen snow, Aris? Well, there you go. It kind of loses its charm after a while. How high is that? I'm only about 6 feet in the air. Maybe 7. How many horsepower? The original one was a 3 horsepower. So buying a new one, it didn't matter 3 or 5. So I went with the 5 horsepower. It was the same size, whether it was a 3 horse or a 5 horse. So I got the 5 horse so it wouldn't have to work as hard. I also had to buy an adapter plate so that it could fit into the holes that are here for this base plate. So that was all right. They had one there. That was good. Only one problem. This motor is a little too long. So what I'm going to have to do, yes, Godzillionaire. Actually, the old one was a 213 frame. And so I had to get a 213 to 184 adapter plate. So I did that. And like I said, this motor is now too long. I'm going to have to cut the shroud. I'm going to have to cut out a hole so I can slide the motor up about 1 inch to mount it. So I'll show you guys pictures of that next week. I didn't take any today because I didn't cut it today. I'm going to cut it tomorrow, and I will show you guys the progress of how it looks. You'll be able to see the new motor, and when I make that cut in there, you guys will see what I mean by it being too long. And then I'll have to get the electrician to hook it up and make sure it spins the right direction. Especially when we're working in it and freezing hands off. Yes, James. Fabric. We get it from September to April. Not as fun as you'd think. You thought all the snow melted? Is that the snow equalization from Ottawa? Yeah. Yeah, no kidding. No, today was better. This is from Friday. This video is from Friday, and I was out there today, and it's a lot better. A lot of it has melted and gone away. Got to get all that climate change out of the way to put the motor in. Yeah. No, I mean, I even called up the place I got the motor from, and they're like, yeah, they don't come any shorter than that. They're pretty standard size, especially when you're using explosion-proof motors. And if you're ever using explosion-proof motors, you might as well just double the price of what a regular motor is. So a regular motor for that size, 5 horse, is about $1,000, and this one costs $2,200. So it's, as soon as you say explosion-proof, boom, double the price. But I will get more video, more pictures of how I'm going to fix this to get that motor to fit properly. And it won't be this bad. Next week is supposed to be really good too. It's supposed to be double digits. So we're getting up into the 10s, the 12s. Everything's going to start melting, but then we just got to start worrying about making sure we can pump out the ditches and everything like that, so it doesn't saturate the ground. What makes it explosion proof? The motor connection box on it makes it so gases can't get into where the wires are connected. I don't know, Godzillionaire, can you field that one a little better? I'm pretty sure, but I just want to make sure that it is like where the wires get connected in the box won't let any vapors in. Yeah, like Godzillionaire says, cast iron construction, lower temp rise on the surface, and the conduit box is beefier. There you go. Thanks, Godzillionaire. So yeah, I'll show you a video next week. There's not going to be any snow. At least I hope not. Long motor? She didn't complain. Yeah. Yeah, this will be a lot better tomorrow. So right up here, I don't know if you guys can see, this is the area I'm going to have to cut. So I've taken this frame off, this outside frame. Hey, Aris, you taking off? You got to go? Okay, buddy. Appreciate you coming around. Have a good time. And Aris is on his way out. Angry Canadian on his way in. Torque you like one of the Fraulines. Talk you like one of the Fraulines. Yeah, we will talk you like that. I was just telling them their AC, I've got to make a modification on this fan shroud. So this part here, this square part, I have removed and gotten down to the piece below, and I will cut that tomorrow with either a zip cut or a sawzall with a metal cutting blade. So yeah, this will be good. I'll be able to show you guys how the motor went in, and hopefully things won't get too crazy. As you can see, AC, a lot of snow on the ground last Friday. Let's see AI fix that. Yeah, exactly, Fabric. It wouldn't even know what to do. But yeah, that's what I got for videos today. As I said before, the weather doesn't care. You know, it's like, oh, it's what? It's cold out. It doesn't care. This motor's gonna break down, and you're gonna have to repair it in the cold, or you're gonna have to repair it in the stifling heat. So it doesn't care. So you just have to learn to adapt to it, dress for it, take breaks, whatever it happens to be. I actually had to lay down inside that, and it was good because I was out of the wind. But and it took 3 of us to lift that motor out. That's how heavy it was. It was a General Electric from 1980. Yeah, 1989 or so. Anyways, it was an old motor, heavy like crazy. These new ones, not as heavy. They really did streamline them. Who is Irvin, and why am I just now noticing his graffiti? Don't know. But yeah, that is... Yeah, I don't think I got anything new as far as other photos for you guys. But I will be taking lots tomorrow. Pictures and videos of how I'm going to install that motor. Hopefully it goes smooth. I expect to do quite a bit of cutting. And when I put it all back together, we'll see if it works. My electrician will be there on Friday, so I'll get him to hook it up and we can do a rotation test. And then hopefully we can get that all back and running, and everyone will be happy. Because, you know, operators aren't happy when stuff is not working properly. Where was that? Where was that? There it is. Oh, hang on. I've got for the guys who have not seen. For the guys who have not seen the trouble light with the drilled hole through it, enjoy. It's a trouble light. I came in one day and I found this on the desk. And it's got a perfectly drilled hole through it because someone is careless. And it still works. You don't know about industrial parts, but you think GE home appliances are now Haier brand? Haier? They changed their name, James? Yeah, this new motor I'm putting in, it's a Baldor. You love that clip. One more time then. One more time for David. There you go. They drilled a hole right through it. And it still works. I don't know how, but it still works. Don't ever give a drill to an operator. Some guys just don't know how to do that. You've been to the Balder plant? That was pretty cool. Ah, you lucky bugger. I wouldn't have mind going there. That'd be a great place to see them building the motors there. They are good. Yep. When I told him it was going to be in vertical position, he's like, oh, okay, well, you're going to want to get a Balder motor. They're really good for vertical position. So I was like, okay, I'll do that. I'm broken, but I still work. Me too, hand light. Me too. Oh, good caption for it. Good caption, Godzillionaire. Yeah. Me too, hand light. Me too. Never give a Wusthof knife to a server either. Yeah, there you go. All right, guys. Well, hey, do me a favor if you guys can hit that like button, Subscribe if you haven't already, follow, or and spread the word. Tell your friends. Let them know old Pop's here. There's other good channels out there too, people I personally watch and enjoy, like Mike from Pacific 414 and DJ Ronnie G. There's Brandon the Anime Guy. There's Carl at the RNG Podcast. Tomby. There's our own Angry Canadian. Nerdporeal Lifeform. There's everyone's favorite Penguin Punkwaddle. And Infinite Metal. He's on Kick and Twitch. You can catch him playing some retro games and talking with his undead Dragon Lord Skelly, which makes for fun times. You think they sold off the home appliance division to pay their debt? Okay, there you go. Seems like they'll do that quite a bit. Either that or mergers. Lots of mergers. Okay, coming up, guys. Saturday, Retro Game Day. I have to, when I'm playing Yu-Gi-Oh, I have to have a draw with Joey. Do you know how hard it is to get a draw in Yu-Gi-Oh? Like, I never shoot for a draw. I always aim for a win. Either that or I get owned by the computer because I just can't, draw anything from the cards. But no, I have to get a draw. Both of our life points have to go to 0 at the same time. So come on out and watch that fiasco. That ought to be fun. And then after that, at least it's the final boss. It'll be Merrick. I'll have to take him down. And then after that, I have to decide what new game to play. Got to think of something. Not a card game anymore. I'm going to be all card gamed out for a while. Maybe a platformer. Maybe not an RPG. Platformer would be okay. I'll have to look at something. Get our guy a marker and paper. Yu-Gi-Oh! Ceases to be interesting when you realize half the time their decks are already stacked in a way that a certain play style is ready to... Yeah. They don't always cut the deck. No Veritax. And these guys, some of you guys have seen, I'm trying to pull a monster, and it takes like 20 tries to just get one monster out. Or I don't get any at all, and I just get freaking flattened by the other player. Because I can't even pull a simple monster. So that's happening on Saturday. On Sunday, it's a new month, everybody. You know what that means. It's a new theme. The theme of this month is Awful Anime April. So tune in as I go over some of the worst shows I've ever watched. Some of the shows that were just terrible. Ones that I will never get that time back ever again. And hopefully, if you see what I've watched, you won't do that what I've did. Don't do that. Don't watch what I've watched. So yes, tune in for some awful anime to avoid for April. Yeah, if Battletech CCG, collectible card game, if you don't have at least one zero-cost resource and a unit, you have a mulligan and reshuffle. Oh, man. Yikes. Sunday, you find out if Microsoft finally breaks into the Japanese market with the Xbox. Really? Oh, right. Yeah, on the on our games list. Yes, David. I never see them on there. Worst show, put it in sausage. We'll grind it up, James. We grind it up into the worst, and we put it in the sausage, and we feed it to the normies. Because the normies, they eat anything. Whereas us, we have more refined tastes, and we watch only the best anime, not this garbage. So that's on Sunday, everybody. 9 a.m. sharp. Let everybody know you're an anime fan, you know an anime fan. Tell them to come on by. Tell me your worst anime show. That's what I want to know. What's your worst show? After that, we're back here on Tuesday. More trades talk, more talking about skilled trades, and more seeing how I'm going to handle that motor installation, more pictures and videos and all that other kind of good stuff. And listening to which companies are getting government handouts and which numbskull prime minister is, doing stupid things to not help out people. More globalist WEF guys who should not even be anywhere near power. That and more only on my channel. But yes, it was great seeing everybody. Hope you had fun tonight. I know I did. You guys are great. I'm glad you guys came out to your industrial stream, and I hope I see you guys the next time, whether it's on the weekends or on Tuesdays. I look forward to it. But until then, you guys, I've been Pop, and I am signing off.